Okay, here we've got a question starting with f of x and g of x. First thing we've got to do is find h of x, which is a composite function fg, and for that you should just be able to refer to examples 1a and 1b in your notes. Now it's up to you how far you try and simplify your answer, but it's better to leave an unsimplified correct answer than try and simplify it too much and get it wrong. In b.e1 we've then got to find h inverse, so starting from your answer to a, and even if you've got that wrong you can still get some marks for attempting to find the inverse. You've got the method in examples 2a and 2b where you find the inverse function. And then in b.e2 we've got to get the range of h inverse. Now you should know that when you go from a function to its inverse, x and y change places, which means that range and domain change places. So if you know the domain of h, you should be able to get the range of h inverse. The difference is when you describe domains, you talk about x's like they do up here. When you talk about ranges, you have to talk about y's, or even better, you say what the allowable values of h to the minus 1 are. Okay, but as we said, you need to get the domain of h. Unfortunately, that's not one of the original functions given. H is the function fg. So you really need to think about what fg of x means and decide which of f and g is the first that actually gets to operate on x. Which of f and g is being fed the initial x, because that's your guide really to whether the domain of h, the possible things we can feed into h, is likely to be either the things we can feed into f or the things we can feed into g. If you think that f is the first to operate on x, then you should go for the domain of f. If you think that g is the first thing that x is being fed into, you should go for the domain of g. And then don't forget that when you're looking at a range, you talk about h inverse rather than about x. A bit tricky for 1 mark, that last part. Good luck.